the fastest player selection screen I think I've ever seen.
About to say that. Yeah, these players definitely feeling confident, definitely know what they're going to do already. They're not giving any thought towards other agents here. They are dialed in as their teams are going to be able to correlate and just use what they've done before, practicing what they've practiced time and time again here on Icebox.
Oh, this is going to be... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, the player cams back and forth. Both these rooms, they can actually see each other through the glass. So it's going to be an interesting LAN experience here for the guys here. It's going to be interesting. A team wins a round, they get hype, and the other players are just going to be seeing that right in front of their faces. So it's going to be great to see that going down as well.
Partner, I'm hoping for some shouting matches. Of course, nothing that's like, you know, too much, but I always love the LAN experience. I always love, especially when you place the players just right in front of each other. That way they can talk their ish. It's going to be a fantastic experience here. The grand finals kick off in 4, 3, 2, 1. Icebox is underway. Zip starting off on defense, RyZ starting off on the attacker side, and it looks like some A presence is online.
Wow, what a recon dart coming on out there from Akron. Able to get all the information that they need. They know it's a hit at this point. These players just spamming down the ice wall here from Sage. Ryan backside looking for anything. As well as Acorn with him as well. Looking for those shots. Nothing coming on through. Nothing too much so far.
Acorn, a huge cog in this machine. He has been one of the MVPs for this team. The Zips, they have so many different standout players, all of them in their own way standing out, so look out for them. And of course the RyZ Knights, they are dominant in their own way. A slow play here now. Silver Recon dart comes in, opens things up, and now the push is on. RyZ Knights already on the point. Chip damage though, going the way of Zips Esports. It's the kill. Ryan, first kill of the grand finals going their way. Checkerboard and kill feed to start things off.
The trades come through, leaving these players in a 4v4 situation. Post-plant Noodle now. Means everything. A Smith going down, though. Getting that elimination. Yepsy getting the trade onto Acorn. The Molly gets popped a little bit early here. 2v3 situation as RyZ find themselves here in a critical condition. Sterling looking to potentially find a shot here on this player. Top 410. Not going to be able to find it, though. And Esberb with the two-piece. Picking up that round for Akron.
And there you go. You can hear it, you can see it, and they sure can see it as well. The RyZ Knights looking at the Akron players as they take their pistol round, and the Akron Knights, or the Akron Zips, they have been so dominant in terms of those pistol rounds. And again, I love the scenery here. You're seeing the players, and you're seeing the difference already. As the first round is online. It goes the way of the Zips, and now you start to see the buys coming through. A light buy here, S-Rub on the Marshall. Rest of the players, either Bulldogs or Stingers. On the side of the RyZ Knights, of course, that's a little bit early on. You don't want to make any hasty moves just yet. They're going to go ahead and keep with those pistols and potentially do just a full-out mid-assault here, which will cross them in the path of S-Rub.
Uh-oh, S-Rub may be reading this perfectly, thinking there may be one going up tube here. Waiting out the smoke, though. RyZ going to be swinging this smoke here just momentarily. The collapse! We could have just seen a 5-man collapse. Oh, my goodness. Esper good for one, though. Looking for the second. Not going to be able to find it. Mawson taking it down with that right click. Going to get that Marshall online here. Ryan looking for this pick down mid. Finds it. A Smith cleaning things up from yellow right now as Noodles left in a 1v4. And he goes down to A Smith. A Smith cleaning up that round there from yellow.
Akron just picking up right where they left off. They had a little bit of downtime while we were waiting for the RyZ Knights Davenport match to go ahead and play its way out. And well, you could honestly tell me that these players through these first 2 rounds have just been non-stop. It's been a fantastic showing thus far from Akron, and early on, now we start to see the buys come through for the RyZ Knights so they can meet them a little bit more on their platform here. But this time they have Vandals, they have Phantoms in hand, and maybe even potentially the advantage in terms of these buys here as S-Rub holding on to that Sheriff, and start to see what these buys will impact.
Recon Dart getting the information it needs here. Zips knows that there's a few players towards the A site here. Acorn in position to get value on the Reyna as well. Yesby just playing things slow here. Icebox, one of those maps where you'll just wait around, trying to wait out enemy positions, trying to figure out what the enemy team could be doing before you commit to a site.
Here comes Farrell.
Doing just that with the recon drone. Not going to be able to find anything other than the jet.
Mosin takes good care of that, and now the RyZ Knights once again in the spot where they really haven't done anything just yet, just trying to figure out where these players are playing from, and it's a pretty even split here for the Zips, but it looks like bomb's heading towards B. That will be where A. Smith awaits them. First line of defense for the Zips. As the toxins go up, and it's waiting around the corner right here around yellow. Can hear those shots coming through. Do they expect him around the corner? Now he sends in the shots, and the shots do not connect. Mosin with the first kill on the board. Set things up for the RyZ Knights, but look what we have here. Esra trying to send in some shots with the Sheriffs. None of them will connect for a headshot. Does get a little bit of chip damage off. Now for the rotation coming around the corner is Farrell, but he's caught down by T. Acorn. First kill going the way of the Zips here. Location revealed on Esrub. Very tough spot he finds himself in. The upmost pushed up player trying to play retake here with Acorn.
Wow, great shot coming through from Noodle there, though, to shut down Acorn. The RyZ Knights now in a 4v2, make that a 4v1 as Noodle finds himself the second elimination of this round. Now this last player from Akron just playing for these potential eliminations, rotating off from the bomb site. This could be huge. Good for one, good for two, looking for four. Not going to be able to find it, though. T shutting him down there. Almost devastating there. Could have lost out on all those guns, but Akron going to be happy with what they got so far. Going to be a 2-1 lead for Akron still in the series.
Good start for them. Good response out of the RyZ Knights as they finally have the buy-in now. The Zips, they're buying up as well. Phantoms and Vandals all around here. Both squads on the same footing. This is the round that can really decide where we're heading in the future of this map. Ultimate online for the RyZ Knights as well. That's the Sage ult. Could potentially bring one of their players back. Metaphorical 6-player online for them. Huge early on.
A. Smith, we've seen him play this position before. Back yellow here. This time having a little bit better weaponry. Oh, the recon dart, not going to be able to scan him on up. Maybe get the elimination here, and yes. A little falter in the gameplay there from RyZ as the dart not going to be able to scan up A. Smith here, back yellow, picking up that elimination.
First kill going their way, and personnel advantage initially going the way of the Zips, and T trying to still make the push happen from behind. The Killjoy lingering behind for the RyZ Knights as well, trying to maybe catch a cross in mid. They need those players over by B. Esrub has the potential to have the crossfire here as well. They've got to be very careful of him. Newell and T starting to get a little bit antsy here, waiting for Sterling to rotate in. Now 3-stack, ready to go. The crossfire again, they've got to deal with this. They've got to make sure that A. Smith doesn't swing out. If he does, it could be absolutely huge. The initial dart comes through. Now the shot's coming through as well. Bomb goes down. Last player standing is Serlene. He's able to catch Esrub off guard, but A. Smith comes through, and the crossfire is absolutely huge. A. Smith exits the round with a 3-piece, and the Akron Zips are on top still.
Akron with such flawless gameplay there. The positioning was perfect. They waited for their opponents to strike. They were set up for it just perfectly. The recon dart getting shut down there, and the players with the crossfire being able to clean that round up. These players now are going to be forced to save up here from the RyZ Knights side of things. However, the Zips do have that lockdown online, and the RyZ Knights do have that resurrection online as well. These players now starting off the round. Recon dart goes out. Not any information going to be given, though. These players scaling up A. They waited out the dart this time, so they may not be expecting these players to be here. Mawson going to be the first contact in here for the RyZ Knights. With only a classic and no armor to his name. Looking to make something happen here.
In this eco round, it's going to be a little bit tough for the RyZ Knights. Dash is reared and ready to go. Farrell first spotted out. Does lose a little bit of his health, and now sending some shots in. Not expecting Mosin to be that far pushed up, and now the ultimate comes through. He's not going to be able to get much value out of it initially there as Ryan comes through with 1-2. Acorn as well, lurking lower. They don't expect him to be playing there. Gets the third. And Ryan and an Acorn putting on a clinic. That is a flawless way to hold down that A site. Take notes at home, everybody.
Akron are definitely feeling it here on Icebox. There's a reason they picked Icebox, ladies and gentlemen. They love the map. That was the eco for RyZ. However, the Blade Storm was committed and shut down immediately. Akron with a 4-1 lead. Now players going to be able to buy up in this round. The Zips with a lot of ultimates online, both lockdowns online for both teams. So it'll be interesting to see these rounds play out here, especially when there's resurrections in play.
Ryan off to a hot start, 8-2, and you typically don't expect the Sage to be absolutely fragging out, but that just goes to show the Akron Zips, they have so much versatility, so much dimension, but Mosin taps into the 4th dimension, takes Feral out of the equation. Ryan has to commit the resurrection, turns it 4v5 into a 5v5 once again. That's Hacker Killjoy, he has his utility down, and it's going to force the Zip players to rotate off of the point. Noodle will go ahead and take advantage of that. In the meantime, get that bomb down. Now Ryan, again, on the high ground. We've seen him put a lot of use to it before, trying to send some shots in, get some kills. Feral off screen, able to get one.
The shock darts coming on through from Feral, picking up that elimination there. Mawson goes down, but gets brought back as well. These players exchanging their duelists with the resurrection. So 5v5 on both sides now. The post-plant scenario here for the Zips. Will they be able to secure the site? Esrup scaling now, finds 2.
Oh.
Looking for potential 3rd here on Raptors. He's going to be able to find it. The stick coming on through, and Yesby just not going to be able to deal with the pressure as Esper picks up a 3K on the round.
And what a fantastic showing again from Esrup. He has been just time and time again fragging out for his squad. Nice 3-piece to open for him there, and creates the round opening for the Zips as they now take a 4-point lead, and things are starting to get a little bit dicey here for the RyZ Knights. They've got to manage their economy well. You're starting to see them maybe buying back just a little bit. Yesby still held on to that Vandal. Other than that, you have the Sheriffs and a classic in the hand of Sorloin, so it's not a great spot to be in as another eco round online for the RyZ Knights.
Yesby here looking to throw down the Cloud here mid. Lots of slow play from both sides of the players here. Look at Acorn's position though, the Reyna on the minimap. Looking to get a potential pick here mid. Lurking on up. We know he likes to take these aggressive angles. We know he likes to hold down mid. Will Noodle be ready for it though? Is the question. Yepsby looking for that shot as well. Serlene with the flick shot onto the alarm bot. Information given to the side of Akron. However, Ryan here on the A site. The sole soldier here in a 1v3 potentially as they start to scale him. T going to be the first contact. Sees this foot. Going to be able to get the first one. Looks for the second. The lineup is there, but no. Noodle getting the elimination there onto Ryan.
Huge opening, but Zips are able to capitalize on it, and now the rotation begins onto the A site. But just as we say that, Sorloin trying to send it into B, get an opening, and so will his teammates coming in with the rotation potentially here. No, actually, they're going to go ahead and send it right back over towards the A side of things. Maybe a little bit dicey in the comms, trying to figure out what to do on this site.
Acorn, though,
have
looking for this elimination
here. Down mid is Sorloin's cut off, and now the A push is online, ready to go. Feral, lone line of support here, but the rotation will come through for Acorn as well, and waiting on the other players. But no, Acorn gets taken down off screen, and now it's just on to Feral. Bomb has to go down here and now. 8 seconds left to work with.
Feral good for 1 though, getting traded on now. These players still with only Deagles to their name unless they can pick up the rifle from the Sova's body. The snake pit committed, but Noodle with the Deeg shot. That's a huge, huge shot here. 2v1 situation now for Esper. Finding the first.
Oh, and he's going in for it, but Noodle with the 3-piece, and you can see he's feeling himself right there. Look at that, man. He deserves all of that right there. The 3-piece McNuggy with the headshots and all. The Sheriff's in hand, and now if you're Akron, you're starting to feel a little bit demoralized, letting that Thrifty go your way.
Some great shots coming on through there from Noodle. Being able to clutch that round up for the Knights, the one they so desperately needed to get their way back into this one in the grand finals. Noodle with the Sage orb lineup potentially here as well.
Now you're starting to see in the movement as well of these players, they're starting to feel a little bit more moxie with them, and they're going to look to get aggressive here. Sending in that Sova drone to try and catch a little bit of information. A-Smith once again holding by yellow. We've seen him do that time and time again. Will he be detected by the drone? It doesn't look like he will just yet. But again, the Sage utility is used, and Mosin gets very aggressive. Not going to be able to get anything out of that. Ryan off screen as well gets another. Now a 5v3 turns into a 5v2 as A-Smith is getting very aggressive. Acorn down mid as well. He's able to get the kill, and the last player standing at his T. He has that high ground to work with here, but it's not going to matter as A-Smith locks it down, and you can see the response coming back and forth. This is VALORANT, baby.
They are screaming at each other right now through the glass. These boys
beautiful.
Are laughing it up. They're having a good time. The timeout comes out. That's probably why these players were screaming here. But they're going to have to use that timeout to reevaluate what they're going to be doing here in the gameplay itself. These players, so talented at what they do. They just need the moment. They need the time to rediscuss what they're going to be doing here to potentially get some of these offensive rounds going for the Knights. They need to change something.
Need to change something, and they need to change something quickly because things are starting to get a little bit out of hand. Of course, they had that round, but it was followed up by a pure dominance on the side of the Akron Zips. We just haven't seen that of the RyZ Knights just yet. We haven't seen that pure dominant round. They need to get one of those on the board. That way they can start feeling a little bit of moxie. Again, they were able to steal that Thrifty. They're a very capable squad. Down 6-2. They can rally back very easily. 3 ultimates per side. RyZ Knights, they also have a metaphorical 6th player with the Sage ult online.
Not the best economy here for RyZ, though. Be forced back onto those Deagles. Again, excuse me, Sheriffs. They're able to put in the work, though. Like we said, the one round they did win, it was a Thrifty, so you cannot count them out on rounds like these.
Oh, and the interesting thing about this map is the fact that nobody's on A. You see the Sova starting to rotate back. Good decision on his part as Feral will be the first line of defense, but again, gets a little bit antsy and doesn't wholly hold on to that site.
Pinging things now for the Hunter's Fury, though, on the tap of the spike. He's going to be committing this ultimate here, looking for some potential tags. Not going to be able to find anything, but Mawson's going to be able to find the angle on him. What a nasty shot coming on through from Mawson. Able to shut down the Hunter's Fury. The Viper Pit gets committed from RyZ.
What a very interesting spot for T to be in. It's going to be a matter of whether they expect him to be here. You got to check your corners. Everybody at home, remember. Oh, and that Killjoy drone is not even going to be useful. T still holding this point.
Question is, will they clear him? He's fully baiting for him right now. He's got to be expecting this player close. Yes, he does. Esrub, the lockdown's now committed. Not enough time on the clock, though, as the time ticks away. These players are forced to run into the open. The snake bite play coming on through, denying these players on the bomb. Serlene looking for these shots here, not going to be able to find it. Esrub goes down to the bomb, as well as Serlene and Yesby. The brawl out on fight was a rough one that round.
A lone survivor from that round being Ryan. He pockets that Vandal, but not the round win. The RyZ Knights get back into it. Another Thrifty on their side. So that just goes to show that they have that resilience. They have the ability to maintain even in a very tough position.
A 6-3 scoreline here as RyZ start to show signs of life here. These players able to make things happen, able to make things work. Mawson with that great elimination to start things off, though. That last round. Acorn getting aggressive here on the Reyna pick, though. Will they expect this aggression? Mawson looking for him now, knows that he could potentially be peeking, and yes, shots are exchanged, but no blood is drawn here as Acorn falls off now just for a moment. But Mawson, the one tap through the smoke. That could be the opening for the RyZ Knights here.
Huge location dart shown there by the Sova is able to catch the opening for Mawson, and now again, the opening, as you said, partner, for the RyZ Knights to capitalize, but instead they're going to go ahead and hit over by the B point. They do have that personnel advantage, and they do have the lineups according to Yesby here. Looks like he's going to go ahead and send that wall in, and now A-Smith, the first line of defense once again by Yellow. We've seen him do it before. Can he do it again? Gets the spike down, gets one, but has to get out of there and can't get out of there just in time with the Sage utility on the floor. And now again, in a tough spot here, as the RyZ Knights have proven that they can go ahead and take A, they can go and take B. Farrell's able to find one off cam. Spike down. They've got to play retake, and they've got to play it really well, too. These players by the box.
Mawson now on critical HP, going to be going down. Esra finding that elimination as they scale the site here. Teed says no, though. 2v2 scenario. Now, these players, Esra finding one. Oh, Sterling trading on out here. 1v1 situation now. He knows location. Feral going to be using the shock dart, but Sterling says no. Great shots coming on through there to clutch up that round for the RyZ Knights. We've seen this player pop off time and time again. It's these Killjoy players, man, let me tell you.
And it's the timing of that just not going the way of the Sova there. Tried to pull out the shock dart, not going to be able to get anything going. Instead, the round goes the way of the RyZ Knights, the 1v1 as well. Now you take a look at that kill board, and it's a very different story, but a lot closer than you would expect between these stories here. Esrub been popping off, and just saw Sorleen, as you said, killjoys for their respective teams, putting in the work, putting in the hours. RyZ Knights 4 ultimates to work with here to the Zips 2. Two very, very good ultimates on the side of the Zips, especially in terms of the Viper's Pit. One of these ults gets committed. It's the attacker Killjoy coming through to lock down this B point, make them not able to push in.
Acorn trying to get that information mid, though, to see if it's a bait, whether or not. They're not quite sure if they know yet, but now they've got to know the recon dart coming out on the A site. Yes, but you're going to be finding Ryan here, and that's going to be the opening for the RyZ Knights as they push their way onto the A site here to plant the spike.
Oh, the interesting play here from the RyZ Killjoys, the fact that they have the wraparound, they have the back. I don't think the Akron Zips are going to expect this whatsoever. First kill comes through. Acorn able to find the first off on Mawson. For more as well. Esrub off cam, able to get one. Mawson comes back into the equation, and Noodle's able to turn around off of the revive and get more. Esrub and Farrell, a checkerboarded kill, feeding the last player standing. Comes down to this. Just trying to locate where he is. This A Smith, and Noodle will gladly take that 3-piece on the round.
You can really see these players coming alive, their emotions being shown here now. The LAN experience could be the difference maker here as they get their momentum going, not only in the mental game, but in the actual game itself as well, these players. Such a close game here. 5-6 on the half so far. It'll be interesting to see if these players can even things on up here as the RyZ Knights look to take this half and even things back up here.
The interesting thing about this is the fact that the RyZ Knights, they've been rattling off the rounds, but their economy does not reflect it necessarily. Still not in a very favorable spot there. Again, one round before the half. Gotta just spend it all.
Get out of my way.
Acorn once again lurking mid, and Ryan gets one, but not able to get the other there. So yes, comes through with the exchange. Wilson has his ultimate popped as well. Could get a lot of value out of that as the initiator here. Acorn, again, just holding mid. Could potentially get a peek there, but no. Smoke comes through in the nick of time to cut things off, and B push is on.
Looks like these players here grouping up towards B main. The Killjoy utility, though, from Esrub should give them the information they need to know that it's a B hit. Mawson with the Blade Storm online, not going to be able to get the timing, though. The spray comes through. Mawson finding elimination on 1 HP to his name. The Blade Storm online now still can get value, though, but 1 HP to Mawson's name. If he makes a mistake, that could be the end. Acorn, the Empress has been popped. He has 2 Leers available. The turret going to be going down here. Mawson with 1 HP. This could be huge for Acorn. Acorn now getting
something happen.
Yep, got to make something happen here. Double Leers as well, looking for those eliminations. The swing from Mawson gets shut down immediately, though. The dismiss comes through. The Leer as well as Acorn scales. Going to be shut down by Serleen, though. Serleen looking to potentially clean up this round here for the Knights. 1v3 situation, and Noodle says no. Make that a 6-6 half on Icebox.
And you can just see the passion on the side of the RyZ Knights there. It's palpable. And then on the side of the Akron Zips, starting to feel maybe the pressure, maybe the heat starting to cook a little bit in that room. The temperature rising just a touch. They've got to make sure that they can just keep within themselves and recognize that 6-6 all knotted up. It's a new game entering this half.
What a great, great comeback from the RyZ Knights there. Winning the last 4 rounds of defense, excuse me, of offense. Bringing things back here to make it an interesting game, to say the very least. Farrell, with that recon dart, going to be going out towards the A site.
Scanning ahead.
The Zips, though, running somewhat of a default here on offense so far.
Spotting some toes there, shooting at them is Ryan, but the aggression here out of the RyZ Knights is going to pay off, at least initially, as Noodle gets one. And absolutely fragging out. A Smith tries to make an approach there, but not going to be able to get the shots to land the way that he wants to necessarily. Acorn finally gets a kill to go the way of the Zips. Now the RyZ Knights personnel advantage, and they are all over the Zips right here and now. Esrub able to push them off just a little bit, but T with the exchange as well. A 2v3 situation here in the pistol round. With utility down, not a lot of room to move.
Acorn with the heal, over heal though. Trying to get value out of that. The dismiss comes on through. Mawson goes down. These players now in a 2v1 with Noodle hitting the classic shots to close things out here on the pistol, giving the RyZ Knights their first lead of the series.
Noodle has just been the tone setter through map number 1 as the Sage anchoring his team down in terms of the heals, in terms of health. On top of that, just in that kill feed, he has been so unbelievably dominant. 15 and 9 to start things off. The only player on his side that is positive, and positive in a big way. What a fantastic showing from him is now the RyZ Knights set up in a great spot. Have those buys to come through. Zips, they're going to need a thrifty. They want to take this round.
The Zips here. You cannot count them out. The recon dart coming on through. Acorn getting scanned up. Gonna have to give up that positioning, but S-Rub with the elimination. Finding that headshot through the box there. That's gonna be a great pickup for Akron here, as they try to work a miracle here on their eco.
T trying to take a little bit of a page out of Acorn's book there, holding mid and holding it strong. Wilson as well has a very nice high ground angle, but he's going to have to get off of it if he wants to keep his life alive. He's forced to push off. Now grabs another, this time on the yellow box, trying to once again just maintain the hold of this B long.
Ryan looking for a potential shot down mid here. The call is made to go back towards B though. Not going to be expecting the jet here, top yellow. However, Mawson looking for these shots now here. Sees a pixel out of place, and that's going to be enough. The spray comes on through, good for one, falling off, and gets out with his life for the moment. The heal coming on through as well, evening things up here with 30 seconds left in the round.
4v4, 30 seconds left, and the Zips really haven't made a move just yet. They've just been thwarted every single attempt they've tried to make, and here comes T, trying to hold that middle control. Neither of the shots can land. S-Rub only 38 HP left. Reinforcements coming in for the RyZ Knights. Light goes down. Acorn finally able to make the play, and there you go. You have an opening. S-Rub does go down by mid. Sorloin with the kill. Now Noodle. Main line of defense here. Sorloin is getting aggressive into this site. Takes down A-Smith, and they've got to get on. They've got to get these kills, and they've got to get the defuse, but the simultaneous mark kills come through. Last player standing is Sorloin. 3 HP to his name, and he's just sending bullets in, trying to connect on something here and now. All they have to hit is his left pinky toe, and they'll do exactly that. Ryan closes out the round. Back and forth, the thrifty go the way of the Akron Zips.
What great shots going on through there from Akron. I always say you cannot count these players out here on the thrifty rounds. Acorn hitting some nasty shots to keep Akron alive in that round. On low critical HP, he's able to hit those shots. Those players absolutely skilled in what they do. Now hopping in here with the Knights. They're going to be having the force onto an eco round here. A-Smith. The default poison cloud down mid.
Turns have tabled here as Zips have all the artillery that they could possibly ask for and more. They're going to take all of that over towards A. The mid assault here from the RyZ Knights will allow them to rotate in very quickly here. And you have that lurk for the Zips. It's going to be the Killjoy trying to get that little bit of information, maybe waiting for a B push from behind, but it's not going to come anytime soon. Has to get on this site with her teammates, and
Toxic screen here, denying so much information here from the RyZ Knights. Their screen goes up as well, but players, as they're flowing through the site here, the go switch has been called. These players scaling now, looking for eliminations. T finding one, but Firo getting the trade on out before he goes on down to Noodle. 3v3 scenario now as Noodle scaling. 2v2 situation here as T goes down. Make that a 1v2. Acorn with the final elimination of that round, though, closing things out here for Akron. Bringing it back, the lead onto the sides of Akron now.
Now Akron back on top. They've been on top this entire time. It's been tied up at one point, but they're still in the mix of this. And on the side of the RyZ Knights, they're starting to, again, feel that pressure maybe here. Now they have room to buy, though, so it's going to be a little bit more manageable for them as they put up the credits necessary to get some artillery to move their way and keep themselves back into this. It's a one-score game and could not be closer here at this stage, partner.
Could not agree with you more there. Mawson looking for these aggressive angles here on the jet. The slow orb going to be tossing him. though, not going to be able to get out as quick as he may have intended to, but gets out with his life here. Feral committing the out drone to get a little bit more information, but the Sage Wall from Noodle comes on through, looking for another potential off angle here. Will Acorn be expecting it? S-Rub. With the lurk down mid now. The out drone committed now to get any information here on this mid lurk. Sterling, though, trying to deny any pressure down mid as well as Akron readjusts to what site they want to hit here potentially.
Oh. You take a look at the potential flirting with the aggression there out of the Viper on the RyZ Knight side of things. That's Yesby, who's playing the closer angle than what you typically expect. Just trying to jiggle peek a little bit, spots that first player, and now he's going to have to back up a little bit. The call might be coming through for the rotation. Sends in the Poison Orb. Shock Dart comes through. It's not going to get anything out of it as Yesby is able to silence it for the time being, but the wall does come through, and now the site is completely set up and ready to go for the Zips. 20 seconds left to get that bomb down, and they'll do exactly that with this setup. It's going to be a mixy mosh pit. 5v5 looming here as the rotations start to come through. The Zips still haven't gotten that bomb down, though. Very interesting the way that this is starting to play out here. And the trades come through back and forth. Ryan finally able to get the bomb down. Wow. The kills coming through the way of the Zips. Feral with 2. Now a third as well. Last player standing. It's going to be Mawson trying to reestablish for his squad, but Feral will go ahead and take that information, take the 4th kill on the round. A 4K for him, back where he's typically belonged.
With not a lot of time left on the clock, Akron with 15 seconds left in that round. Feral's able to go nuclear, picking up 4 kills on the round there. Love to see that from him. We had an interview with him last game because he was picking up those 3 and 4Ks, so great impact of a player he has. The potential to put the team on his back in moments like those. Akron now looking to potentially hit the A site here. Hunter's Fury is going to be online, and Resurrections on both sides as well. With the ice wall play going to be coming out here from the RyZ Knights, taking them off guard here. Yes, be picking up 1, and that's going to be enough for them to call it off.
Yesby, very low HP, is able to get health back a little bit there. Ryan as well brings the player back, so fantastic play out of the RyZ Knights, but they don't get a lot of benefit out of it in the grand scheme of things. Also lose a player in the mix of that. It's their initiator, the Jet. Very tough spot that they find themselves in again on that eco round, playing bunched up and grouped together. Just trying to let the Zips walk into their crosshairs and hopefully chain together a couple of 1-taps off the Sheriffs.
Toxic screens now up on both sides as the players from RyZ here getting ready for the retake scenario. Akron with the bomb going down, but Tay going down. Ryan going down as well. Excuse me, the spike was not planted. That denied the spike there just for the moment being. Akron able to get the bomb down officially though now. 4v3 scenario here for the Knights. Not a whole lot to work with here other than their aim alone.
Noodle holding that high ground angle as well, trying to utilize it to the extent that he's utilized it to before. Yesby though, the trigger discipline with 1, trying to land the 2nd, but bobbing and weaving. It's Feral. Acorn as well off camera, able to stick down Tay. Last player standing here is Noodle trying to break onto the point, but he's not going to be able to. 3-piece there for Acorn. And back-to-back rounds for the Akron Zips.
You have to love the attempt there from the Viper with the trigger discipline. Yesby potentially trying to get 2 eliminations there. Found the first, not able to connect with the 2nd. Acorn, though, on the other side of things, being able to get those eliminations that his team needs to secure those rounds. Shout out to T that round, getting that shock dart elimination on the spike planter to deny the Akron Zips there just for the moment being. However, Akron coming on top of that round, bringing the series to 10-7 here on Icebox.
10-7, the timeout is called here to try and re-engage and reset the mental potentially here. You're starting to see maybe the players getting a little bit antsy, and it's a good opportunity more than ever to just sit down, reestablish, maybe even reinvent. Around on the side of the Akron Zips, they just want to keep on applying the pressure, keep on doing what they've been doing. If they can maintain a little bit of pressure and keep their foot on the gas pedal, they have 3 rounds to go before they can take map number 1 and be up in the series 1-0. Just gotta keep doing what they've been doing because it's been working.
Lots of ultimates online now, though, for both sides. Hunter's Fury is going to be here, as well as the lockdowns. Both these ultimates able to change the course of the game. It'll be interesting to see how these teams use these ultimates. Akron, though, starting things off towards the A site. Esper picking off maybe a little bit more than he can chew, but Moslin not going to be able to hit the shot. Acorn looking for something here, finds the turret, going to be taking that out for the moment. The leader play coming on through. The out drone, though, going to be denying the scale for the moment. Shock darts as well. They're just trying to not allow the Akron Zips to find a way here into the A site.
If needed, the RyZ Knights, they do have that Killjoy ultimate in the back pocket, but just as I say that, Ryan comes through, takes that out of the equation, so now the site is wide open for them to push in. The Zips want to be able to get that plant to come down, but coming through, it's the Hunter's Fury just trying to catch someone there. Noodle is just barely able to avoid it. It gives a lot of room for the Akron Zips to work with here, sending in the shots. It's the Knights trying to push on to the point. Yesby from behind as well. You've got to watch out from the lurk, and the kills are all green in that kill feed for the time being. Esrob able to be the exchange with 2, makes it a 2v2 situation, but does not get much more going there. A Smith, the last player standing, and the Killjoy ultimate comes through. Puts him in a very tough spot to have to work with here, but has it planted for him, so he just has to make sure that they don't get the bomb defuse coming through. Has to make sure that he can send the shots through. The defuse is but they line up, and he brings them all down one by one. The Akron Zips secure the round.
A Smith with a 1v2. It was looking so well for the Knights. The retake was looking so good. But the time is bought long enough for A Smith to be able to hit that collateral shot for the Akron Zips there. It was looking scary for a moment. He misstepped and fell back down while the bomb was being defused, but it doesn't deny the fact that he can still hit those shots in moments like those. The Akron Zips now with an 11-7 lead here over the Knights.
Oh, Mosin's aggression there once again. Is not able to get anything out of it just yet, but he does have the utility popped, has the ultimate ready to go. Viper's Pit as well, off camera popped on that B point. Very much limiting what the Zips can do in this situation here. Again, up by 4 rounds. They have the future of this map in their hand, the palm of their hands right now. They just got to make sure that they don't let it slip. Acorn once again holding mid. This time on the attacker side of things, trying to find an opportunity to get an opening here. Not going to be able to.
A Smith now looking for something here for the Akron Zips. Finding those shots, though. As Serline goes down, A Smith taking the space off of that one. The lockdown committed here, potentially, to take the B site, to force the Viper out of her pit.
They've got to be very careful with the way that they play this out. Again, with the Viper's Pit on that point, they've got to take the Viper out if they want to make the push onto B. Only 2 players from the RyZ Knights committed onto this B point, sending in the utility, and now another Viper's Pit online. Acorn is able to take Mosin out. The ultimate is now out of the equation here. More room for them to work with as the Knights have to reestablish onto this point. The Viper's Pit is down as well, so they have to play through that. The wall is going to be absolutely huge, keeping the Killjoy alive for the time being. Coming around the corner, Yesby spots him out, but not able to get the kill off on Esrub. Now a 3v2 situation, and the health is dwindling.
Oh, the timing is there for T. T scaling now. These players running through while they're decayed. The right click comes on through, make that a 1v1 situation. Sage on Sage action here. Ryan versus Noodle here. Ryan able to close things out here for the Akron Zips.
Now it is match point, secures that for them in their back pocket. If you are the RyZ Knights here, you've got to fight for that overtime. You've got to recognize that it's now or never in map number 1. You do not want to be down in the grand finals 0-1 in the series count. It's not a nice spot to be in. 3 ultimates online for the Zips as well, so this is a really favorable spot that they found themselves in. On top of that, the RyZ Knights in a little bit of economic turmoil, cannot fully buy up just yet. So they've got to take a little bit of a thrifty round. Once again, we've seen them do it a couple of times at this point, so they've got to make sure, just hold on to hope here. Mawson, again, very aggressive.
Does A Smith expect Mawson here? Yes, he does. Taking the shot, getting him out of the picture of this round. T, though, Finding the elimination onto Acorn.
You will not kill my
Acorn
ally.
going to be getting back up on his feet, though, for the round. RyZ still down members here. 4v5 scenario.
The aggression out of the RyZ Knights is going to pay off, at least for the time being, as Acorn goes down. It is really, really interesting to watch as they have their backs against the wall here, but they're giving it their all, and it's just not working. Last two players standing as T, trying to hold things down on this A point. The aggression is there on the side of Zips, and last player standing now, and it comes down to Serlene. A very, very tough spot, was playing over by B, anticipating a potential rotation for that spike, but instead the spike, it does go down A. There was no trickery aboard this ship here, just trying to get something to go. Map number 1 will, in fact, go the way of the Akron Zips, though.
Akron running away with Icebox there in the last 5 rounds. They seemed to come alive on their map. It's their map pick for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. When things look close, they can just break away on the other side of things. Their offense is absolutely insane on this map, and that's what we just saw here today, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolutely outstanding showing from the Akron Zips here to bring them to a 1-0 lead in the grand finals here on Easter Sunday.
One map away from being your grand finals here, or grand final champions, excuse me. That being said, though, we move into Lotus. That is RyZ's pick. You talked about it earlier. Icebox was the map that the Akron Zips felt really, really comfortable on, and at points it looked like the RyZ Knights were going to take it. But that being said, now they have their map in their back pocket. We're going to go ahead and get into that in a matter of moments, but for the time being, we're going to go ahead and send it to a very quick break. We will be back with game number 2 of the grand final. We're into the grand finals. It's map number 2 online and ready to go. We just saw the Akron Zips take map number 1 in pretty dominant fashion to the RyZ Knights. Now we head into Lotus for map number 2. This time RyZ is picked to start things off. You're seeing the map selection here right now, and you're starting to see where everything's laid out. Again, the Zips 13-7, pretty dominant fashion, but now you've got to move into Knights territory. It's going to be a tall task for them, but they could close it out here and now.
It'll be interesting to see. I believe Lotus was the map that they played during day 1 here. RyZ winning this map over Akron on day 1, 13-11. So it's definitely going to be a close game here. Akron, though, with a 1-0 lead in the series. Hopping on into the team compositions now. As players start to lock in their roles, we see a Gecko as well as a RyZ coming on through. Be interesting to see.
So many things.
Yeah, double duelist composition coming out from Akron, though. Farrell on that RyZ instead of the normal initiator role he'd be on.
On top of that, you just see like there's no similarities in these compositions whatsoever outside of that aforementioned Killjoy, which we've touched on time and time against Cerulean and A-Smith now this time on Killjoy. But that being said, we've touched on the value of Killjoy time and time again throughout this broadcast. It's no secret why you're seeing 2 Killjoys being the only mirror in these compositions.
Other than the Omen, of course, the smokes always.
I did not even spot that. My apologies.
No, you're fine. It's something that's just so normal that we see
so,
time and time again.
And just like he just teleports away, and I don't see it.
Omen definitely a mysterious character. What is behind the Omen mask? Who knows? Hopping on into things though. You said what?
I think it's Dream.
Probably, honestly.
No, hopping into things here on Lotus again. The Zips, they are 1 map away from taking the grand finals and taking this entire event. Putting it in their back pocket would be absolutely huge for them. Starting off on the attacker side of things, RyZ looking to get aggressive early on. Hit towards C.
Zips looking to get aggressive though as well here as we find Acorn pushing down mid. Trying to control these players towards the C side. He knows these players are here. Some shots coming on through. The trades coming on through as well. Tay going to be going down, unfortunately.
That's Rub as well off camera, putting in the work. We've seen him time and time again, just putting the team on his back. He'll look to do exactly that as the Zips look to make their way into this 2-0 series lead and the grand finals victory. Push finally delayed, but is coming in onto the site. 50 seconds left to work with here Both of the players for RyZ on the C site.
And the
Just
rotation
as quickly as they push on, they push out.
The rotation was called to go to the B site. These players now running towards CT. It's doubling up on Ryan here. What a great shot call there from their IGL as the team now trying to rotate towards the A site to get the bomb down planted. Noodle looking to see if he can find something here, trying to get something going. 15 HP to his name, but some shots coming on through to A Smith. Yesby coming back on over to C with the bomb. Potentially towards B here. I believe they're going to decide to end on the C site. 15 seconds left in the round. They're going to need to find this elimination. The player now forced off site. Yesby gets the bomb down.
An elaborate ring around the Rosie. It ends us on C, and Noodle, his life is cut short. Yesby, the last player standing, has to make the 1v3 clutch. He's not going to be able to. And the Akron Zips open things up on the RyZ Knights map with the pistol round.
That was definitely an entertaining round to watch there. The 2v4 situation, as you see these players trying to decide what site they want to hit, going through into the attacker spawn, excuse me, the defense spawn. Doubling up though as a dynamic duo, trying to find those eliminations. Not going to be able to find the round win though. Akron now with a force buy. The RyZ Knights do have those sheriffs online though.
You got to think in the future they've got to be a little bit more decisive than that. They had the C site and they had it open and just didn't take the hit there, and eventually that's what ends up causing the round for them, is they just were all over the place, couldn't make a decision here, but now a little bit more decisive of a hit towards this A point, all 5 stacked and ready to go. Mosin taking lead as well.
Mawson on the entry here, looking to get the space that his team needs to take the A site here. Looking towards this cloud now, trying to get someone caught lacking here. Acorn, will he expect the players so close? So personal here. The smoke fades, and that'll be it. The opening, Ryan finding one. Ryan
2 more
in a bad spot to be in here. 2 players swinging him now. Akron.
Rotation.
The trade's coming on through. 2v2 situation now as the spray comes on through from Farrell. The satchel gonna be on to the Omen there, getting that elimination. The paint shell's online though as well. Cerulean left here in the 1v2 situation. The turret coming on through, the time ticking away though. Akron, you have to deal with Cerulean. The turret getting the value it needs though. Finds one, he has to stick at this point.
It's Cerulean.
The bomb getting sticked. Will he swing? The defuse!
And in the nick of time, Cerulean just not able to hit the shots, and you can see some of the players on Akron's side, they're like, oh, that was a little bit close for comfort. Let's try and avoid that in the future. But nonetheless, the round goes their way. They prevent what could have been a disastrous turn of events there. But now in a little bit of a pit economically here. You see the RyZ players buying up. They have all the Vandals and Phantoms that they could possibly ever ask for. On the side of Zips, though, only 1 Vandal to their name that's going to be in the hands of Acorn. It's who you want it to be in the hands of, but Farrell and Ryan, sheriffs in hands of Marshall, and it's just not the economic spot that you might want yourself to be in. This could very well turn into a swing round. The aggression here out of Acorn as well, trying to catch them in their own spawn, lacking here, and he'll do exactly that. Spots one out and gets out of there almost immediately.
Acorn falling off that angle. The RyZ Knights running somewhat of a default here. Waiting for the aggression of the Zips. Noodle, though, starting to explore the A site here. Getting into position to use this Trailblazer. These players now playing things so. Moss is going to get the opening, though, and that's going to be able to commit the Trailblazer here. The fault line coming on through to try and slow things down, try to slow down the push. Ryan looking to get this Marshall online now, potentially as well. These players, though, making the rotate on over to C, and Akron is all on the A site.
And once again, it's just another ring around the Rosie. Whose pockets will be full? Posey will have the answer to that in a matter of moments as the C push comes through. And it's fully wide open. The only player who's going to be able to contest is the Killjoy for the side of the Zips. It's going to be A Smith trying to create an opening here. T, though, he'll be able to plant that bomb. And
that was Wingman planting the bomb, actually. Gotta love Wingman. New addition to the game. Don't have to have a character plant the bomb. It can actually be your little buddy. What a great character Gecko has been in addition to this game. Has that Thrash ultimate online as well now. It'll be interesting to see if they utilize that this round. Yes, he does. Dash gonna be coming online here, looking for these players down. Waterfall not gonna find anything, but Cerulean gonna be good for 2 here. The crossfire from T as well. Ryan all stunned up due to the hands of Thrash. It's just gonna be not enough time.
Has to figure out what he can do here. They're all getting away from the site. Does not have enough time for the defuse. He'll go ahead and have to lose his life in this round as well. Not a pretty sight there. So once again, the RyZ Knights, they respond in kind. A swing round going their way.
Ryan with the peace symbol, buddy. Peacing out to the spike explosion there. You just got to do it in a situation like that. You can't save there, and you need to get eliminated in a round to get the credits, so to get P on the same economy as your teammates. So going down there, RyZ finding themselves here on the board in this one. Zips with the lead though, 2-1, as players start to buy up here in round number 4.
Shadows traveling.
Here we go on even footing. Both of these squads have the opportunity to really test their wits between each other. Zips with the lead here, but that could very quickly shift. Knights again flirting with the idea of going C, but they have a little bit of spread here. It's the Killjoy mid. Cerulean trying to gather a little bit of information there, and that's the information that you need, but also your life gone in the blink of an eye. Now potential rotation here coming the way of the Zips. They've got to make a move. RyZ has to here and now, because there are so many players waiting for them right around this corner. Duel sends in the flash, does get the blind off. T able to get the exchange. Takes Acorn out of the equation. Now 4v4 situation here. The aggression out of the RyZ Knights forces the Zip players to have to pass out just a little bit.
I believe the rotation call has been made. The plan is to execute on the C site. It will all be down to the hands of A. Smith here. 125 HP to his name. The stun coming on through though. Getting stunned on up here. The Neon swings. Mawson finding A. Smith there backside. The great utility usage there from Mawson as they clear onto the C site here. Ryan looking for some eliminations through the smoke, but the Paranoia gonna be shutting things down just for the moment here. Asperb now. Asperb looking for these eliminations. Finds one. T gonna be trading on out. Firo though, the fault line coming on through, sending these players up here as Yesby looking for something, but S-Rub find himself with the 3rd elimination in this round. T as well, the 1v1, but S-Rub coming out on top of that one.
He'll get the defuse, he'll get the round, and what a pivotal round to gather. The first time these teams have been on even footing since that pistol round, and S-Rub is able to come through with a huge play in that round and sits atop that kill feed as he properly should. Now in a spot where you have to buy up. If you are Zips, you have a little less in terms of what you would want economically here, but nonetheless, gotta make a move.
Looks like the full buy gonna be coming out here from the Knights. Zips economy though, not the greatest either. These teams now looking to get something going towards the C site here. The Knights flashing on up, trying to get the space that they need. Yesby looking for this duel down mid once again.
Oh,
wow. S-Rub with the 2K.
Quick 2-piece to start things off for him. He'll take that each and every time. Kicking things off, and now forces the RyZ Knights to reevaluate. They're starting to kind of slowly make their way over towards that C site. Now the initiation could potentially come through there as A. Smith is in a very tough spot in between a rock and a hard place with a bunch of utility. Absolutely making it for a not great time for him. Ryan now trying to engage as well. The Neon ult is popped though, coming around the corner. Watch out as Mawson kills come through. 3v3 situation with the bomb down.
Mawson with that overdrive, able to make the space off of the animals used from the side here of RyZ. The dog coming on through as well as Thrash now online. It's a zoo here on the C site, ladies and gentlemen. Acorn looking to get aggressive with the judge here. He knows these players are backside. He may have seen this pixel out of place here. Looking to get some value here. The tap on the bomb coming on through. Acorn not going to be able to get any value though. S-Rub not going to be able to get that defuse. And the Knights are looking alive here.
That's exactly when you need to come alive. Both of these teams going back and forth within one. Tying things up now. Great spot to be in, and you can see the guys, they're starting to get hype.
the judge online here for SRub. We've seen Omen players in this tournament work wonders with that weapon. The Zips, though, on an eco round here. That will be their most firepower they have. Mawson looking to get some value here, but things slowing down for just a moment. But SRub keeps on taking these aggressive mid fights, and he keeps on winning them. The Seeker's now committed. Noodle getting the trade there.
Kill, and the exchanges go through. A checkerboard, a kill feed to start us off here. The Zips trying to maintain a hold here. RyZ starting to make their way over towards this A point, finally starting to commit. You gotta watch out though, your back is vulnerable. Killjoy coming through from behind with the rotation again. This map you basically play in circles. Acorn with one, not able to get the others. The Neon does come through. Now 2 kills going the way of RyZ. Hey Smith, they're able to catch him off guard. Last player standing is RyZ around the corner. Has the Sheriff in hand, not a lot to work with there as Noodle closes the round out with another 3-piece. And we're all knotted up, baby.
3-3 here on Lotus. These teams going back and forth here. I believe Akron should have the economy here to buy on up. The players mentally dialing in for this round as a full buy comes through across the board here. The showstopper going to be online here for the Zips. It'll be interesting to see if they take heavy A main control with it. The paint shell is going to be slowing things down, though. Start things off here. Not going to be able to let the players get the control of A that they want. Such a huge, important part of Lotus here is A main control, and these players are doing such a good job at getting that control here.
Heavy presence here out of the Zips early on as Acorn very far pushed up, does spot out Mawson. Doesn't get a shot off. Mawson gets a little bit of chip damage off to go. And now the utility's starting to come through A main, just trying to send something in, create an opening for these players.
A showstopper online, though. This could be huge.
Go! Sends in the showstopper, but it's not going to connect.
Get him.
Now they're going to have to retreat.
That was such a close one for the RyZ Knights, though. Able to fall off right before the showstopper came online. I liked the play, though, from Acorn. He tried to bait them with the jet dash. He dashed backward to try and bait them into walking out into the open, into the showstopper. They were just too aware of that situation potentially happening. A Smith now with the lockdown. The swarm grenade's going to go onto the site to try to deny that plant for the moment being. Cerulean, though, getting that bomb planted on down here. Mawson with the first elimination on the round, and that's going to be the lockdown out of play here for the Akron Zips.
Lockdown out of play, and personnel disadvantage going their way as well. Acorn able to equalize that out. Ryan comes through with another kill to keep things open and armed. Gotta watch out for the Killjoy, though. Don't want to get trapped within that. SRub able to hold in from the outside. Lockdown gets destroyed, and now the push is on. Zips trying to take the retake around the corner. Catches one, is two, is T. And the last player standing is SRub. He's able to make it a 1v1. Now
the shadow step
very
play.
careful with the way that he does that.
Does he clear him? Oh, the right click.
T with the classic. It doesn't matter. Gets the kill. And the round going their way.
Wow, the shadow step play almost clutching up the round there for Akron. It all came down to T on the site, and he was able to pop off there for the Knights. Getting 3 eliminations and the right click through the smoke with the classic. Love to see plays like those coming out from players like him. 13 eliminations for T on Lotus.
Great way to start things off. And then on the opposite side of things is SRub. You're starting to see 2 hard carries starting things off for both sides of the equation there. And, you know, it came down to that 1v1 between the 2 hard carries.
Oh.
Now Yesby holding middle, and Acorn had that ultimate popped, is not going to get a single bit of value out of it. She's taken out of the equation swiftly and securely.
I believe RyZ have started to read the mid push from SRub. However, at Acorn there, being the mid player, may not have had that information. They were holding that player push due to the fact that SRub has been pushing up mid there. Acorn going to be falling off there early, but SRub going down here to Mawson. Mawson with the movement. Going absolutely crazy here on the Neon.
Movement masterclass out of him, opens the site up. T will go ahead and get that plant down in kind. Cerulean now trying to flirt with the idea of taking out a couple of those players, getting a little too aggressive though. Smith will do exactly that, take him down. Take his gun as well, and Ryan with one, not going to be able to get the other as Mawson joins him in kind. A 3v2 situation now. The Zips, player personnel disadvantage, trying to make an opening for this site as Farrell going to send in the bomb buddy. And the turret goes down as well. Monster being sent through. He's not going to be able to get through the door. As a result, leaves just A Smith on the point. Yesby will gladly take that. A three-piece for him closes out the round. And now, we're starting to see the RyZ Knights catch flames.
That last shot there was through the smoke. All he had towards that read was the door being opened, and that was all he needed to find that elimination there through the smoke. Thrash being committed. Not going to be able to find any connections. However, going to force this player out into the open, and that's all that Yesby needs to understand where this player's position potentially is, and finds that elimination through the smoke. 5-3 lead here for the RyZ Knights.
Shadows traveling.
The Zips, though, with that lockdown, play a retake here. The Trailblazer being committed down onto the B site now, getting a lot of information. The B site seems to be open, but these players not going to be committing to it quite yet. Smoke coming on through to just deny these players from doing much here as RyZ reevaluates their planning.
Zips very staggered on either which site. They're not going to let them grab a single inch here early on. Just don't want to let anything up. Playing so close together, and now Acorn, he's got control, trying to get the shots, but they all peak all at once, and that's not going to be very manageable whatsoever. Yesby trying to get the exchange on the other side of the door. He'll do exactly that. And the RyZ Knights open with a two-player personnel advantage. Esrob makes that a little bit less manageable, but Noodle gets the exchange there. A huge cog in the machine now out of the equation for the Zips, as the bomb does go down as well for the Knights. Naismith lurking through these hallways, trying to make his way over towards the B point. Make a push onto the site. Ryan as well, just flirting with the idea of coming around the corner. Sends the flash in. Nobody is home, though. Now he's flashing, has to get out of the equation. And all of these utilities just making things that much harder for the Zips as the kills do not come through. Ryan able to get one. Now in a metaphorical 1v3 situation here with the spike down as well. This time is ticking. It's of the essence that he can get on the spike in time with one. But Mawson closes it out, prevents the disaster. And the RyZ Knights, again, take another round.
The RyZ Knights getting hype here. It's what they need to stay in this series. Akron needs to evaluate what they're doing here on the defensive side of this map. Lotus, one of those maps that's heavily attack-sided. And if you just can't find those rounds, you're going to be finding yourself on eco rounds like they find themselves on here. Unfortunately, Acorn not going to be able to connect the op shot last round, going down. Losing out on these defensive rounds means that you're probably going to lose out on more, though, especially the rounds where you full buy and cannot capitalize off of it.
Just two marshals to their hands, the rest running the sheriffs, and it's going to be tough to patrol this town here for those sheriffs. Yesby has the Vandal in hand, trying to come around the corner, establish a little bit of a push onto the B point, and through the smoke is able to find one. Now Noodle sending in drone, trying to get a little bit of information here, does get it off, and has a lot of room to work with here as the B site becomes wide open.
I love how the Omen's just trying to knife his way out of that little pocket cubby door as the dog's tracing him down there. These players, though, now in a 4v5 situation. RyZ has made the call to go for the C site once again here. Be interesting to see if Akron will use the lockdown this round to try and make a retake here happen.
Waiting around the corners, Farrell with the Marshall in hand. Acorn getting aggressive, and it's going to pay off. But just as that happens, Esrub goes down, and Cerulean will go ahead and gladly take that information, put it to use, get the op kill. Now just Farrell trying to make contention here, wait for his partner to show up. It's a very tough situation that they find themselves in, a 2v4 situation with the retake in mind. Hey, Smith trying to come around, and Cerulean just lets him walk into his crosshairs. A point-and-click adventure at this point. Comes down to Farrell.
Farrell here in the 1v4 with the Marshal to his name. Almost an impossible situation. Finds a tag at this point, looking for just an elimination, but probably just going to go down to the spike here. No, looking for an elimination. He wants it so desperately, but Noodle finds the shot. RyZ picking up yet another round here. The boys are getting hype. Akron, they need to get something going here. They want to find their way back into these defensive rounds here.
Very tough again, the spot that they find themselves in, and it's just the momentum, the snowball effect that the Zips have created, or excuse me, that the RyZ have created against the Zips. It's very tough to find yourself out of one of these and entering so close to the swap as well.
It all comes down to those buy rounds. The buy rounds where Acorn can have an operator like this one. If they can capitalize off this round, they may be able to find themselves a 5-7 half here. However, that is best scenario for Akron here. They've lost one too many rounds to actually win the half. However, it's definitely a winnable game for Akron. Acorn with no tailwind online now. Esrub smoking off mid here. They know he's been going for these plays, so they're just going to play things a little bit slow. But the A push from RyZ here as the 4 players group up towards A main.
To a little bit of a standstill here. Both squads just trying to sniff each other out. RyZ Knights finally making a move here off of Noodle, trying to get a little bit of information with the dog. Does not really pick anything up just yet. The scents are not there. The A push will be there about 3 to 5 business days.
Acorn here, backside of A with the operator. Looking to shut down the Knights here. They commit to sight. Does he find the shot? Yes, he does. Moss is going to be going down. Dizzy comes on through, though. The flash is going to be good as the player swings back sight. Acorn, though, able to react in time. Looking for a third. Now Acorn, good for 3. Looking for the 4th now. T, though, shutting down that operator finally. But the damage may have been done. T not going to be able to find the bomb. Getting down. These players scaling now. Baits the spike. Spray comes through, and it's just not going to be so much to deal with for Tay.
Careful.
The Akron Zips once again find themselves in the mix of this, finally picking up a round. You can see the fist bumps coming through and the relief on their face. The coach going around as well. Been a constant force of positivity there, and they need that in this moment right here. It's not over until it is over. The last round before the swap, everybody buying up here and now. Acorn coming alive in the last round. Really been struggling early on here. Usually the top fragger for his squad. Instead, it's been a slow start. Looking to make it a fast finish here.
Paint shell to deny space again. A little bit of a misclick on the satchel. However, Acorn looking towards mid here with the operator. Can he get the lineup? The timing was almost there for Acorn. They know the operator's down mid though now, so it'll be interesting to see what RyZ decides to do here based on that information. Acorn, though, making the rotate. This could be the right read. Dizzy coming on out to try to clear some space up towards the Sands area, but Acorn already finds himself here backside on C. The Trailblazer being committed now just to get the extra information. They may see the operator, they may not. Yes, they're going to see it. The shot comes through. They are aware of the situation now, however. The lockdown going to be into play here potentially.
The timing of this is absolutely huge. 4 ultimates on the line of the Zips. They've got to use them as well here and now. So many ultimates being put into play in this final round, and now we're starting to see them maybe make a rotation over towards that A point, instead deciding that the C point is just not worth the push. Esrub opens the round with the first pick.
The paranoia coming on through.
Here, trying to push in.
The overdrive as well from the Neon has been committed. The overdrive ultimate from the Neon here, sliding on into sight. Gonna be able to pick up Firo here. The Rolling Thunder, though, gonna be coming on through, trying to deny the plant here. Akron looking to fast retake off that. Acorn finds an elimination with the knives. The overdrive, though, still online. Ryan goes down, 3v3 scenario as the spike's down with 15 seconds. And the lockdown being committed here in the final round of the half. Cerulean looking for some shots. Esrub finding 2. The 1v1 scenario now. There's just no time.
There's just no time, and the Zips, they will enter the half with the round. No time there for Cerulean to make the final play.
Uh-oh.
He'll gladly take that. He'll also gladly take the kill, because why not? Put that onto the stat sheet. You see the guys on the Akron side of things, they're starting to feel themselves a little bit more, and now a little bit more of a manageable spot that they find themselves in, as opposed to being down in a tremendous way. They're within 2 of tying this thing up.
You love to see the Zips coming alive in the last round of the half. Bringing things back. Acorn with the operator. Players left, right, and center using their ultimates in the final round, but Akron through the chaos. They're able to pursue, they're able to find those rounds that they so desperately need to bring themselves back here in this second game of the series, trying to deny that third game, trying to close things out here early. 5-7 half. The pistol round for RyZ means everything here.
This is absolutely huge for the momentum early on. Acorn, of course, taking the point. Trying to establish the early push here. Cerulean will be the first line of defense that they meet as they push onto this A side. The rotation already coming through, and Cerulean, the timing on that, not very manageable there. Feral is able to hit his shots unlike Cerulean. Opening the site up for them. Ryan trying to get the plant in time. Noodle sending in the dog as well. Gets a lot of information to work with there off of it. Decides to go ahead and play back just a little bit. Calls for his team to do the same in kind. 5v4 situation with the Zips having the personnel advantage, trying to push in though are the RyZ Knights, sending it in. Tay does get one Acorn as well, and the mixing mosh pit of the kill feed is in full effect. The last player standing, Yesby, trying to get the kill, but he's not going to be able to, and the Zips once again open with the pistol round.
A close quarters pistol round here on the A site. These players exchanging shots left, right, and center. Akron though coming out on top of that one. The players in the last moments able to clutch up that 2v3 scenario. You love to see that round going in favor of Akron. If you're a Zips fan, these players now up and have those rifles online. The Knights gonna be forced to save here on the defense. If the Zips can start running away with these offensive rounds, it might get scary for the Knights.
Lawson sends in that little bit of utility and immediately has to dodge and dive and duck. Noodle as well in kind. The aggression from the Zips, it is palpable, and you can feel the pressure through the screen that the RyZ Knights are starting to face. Acorn as well. Potentially taking a different route here and trying to buy his boys a little bit more time. Feral comes through with the first 2 kills to open the round, though. Now the site is wide open for them to get that plant. The rotation is coming through. They've got to get it down now and here. Ryan does get the manageable plant down. Tay comes through with the first kill. Esrub as well, opens things up with 2 pieces. Last player standing is Tay. He'll not get anything else. It's Feral with another 3 kills on the round. And we're all tied up 7 apiece.
Pretty expected standard round here. We've been seeing these a lot. The team who loses the pistol round most oftenly loses the second round as well, so things can be matched up here again. But once, like I said before, if the Zips are able to walk away with some of these offensive rounds here, it's gonna be hard for RyZ to get their economy going on the defensive side of things. Lotus, one of those maps where if the offense gets a few rounds in there on the economy buys for the defense, they're not gonna be able to withstand the pressure, but Mawson withstanding the pressure right now, finding some eliminations. We've seen this yesterday, and we're seeing it once again. The fight for A main control as Mawson picks up 3 within a blink of an eye.
Naismith, last player standing in a 1v5 situation, a very, very tough spot, almost virtually unmanageable, you might think. Has to play through this Omen smoke. Bomb is down as well, and utility being sent in. He's able to deal with that, at least for the time being, but he's also got to watch his back. A couple of players could potentially rotate in from behind. Doesn't look like they'll do that. Instead, they're just going to face him head on. They feel confident in this moment. Mawson does go down, but that's only a trophy kill, as Tay is able to close out the round. Once again, the RyZ Knights back in control.
The Knights, they want it so bad to go to map 3 here. The Neon play coming on through for the A main control. Finding the shots he needs, the stun on the players as well. Taking control of A main is such an important part of Lotus, and they were able to do that just perfectly that last round. Thrash gonna be online now. T getting the eliminations his team needs to get these ultimates that change the game here. As Mawson goes for another play, getting caught out of the block. The 1 HP to his name. That was scary.
Got out of that is absolutely ridiculous. 15 HP to his name, and finds himself in a little bit of a tough spot. Has to play his life very, very carefully.
15 HP to his name, but we've seen him work miracles with this amount of HP before. These players now slowing things down here just for a moment. Thrash online, though, for the Knights. Trailblazer, though, towards the C side did get a lot of information, so they know that they're stacked toward the seed site now. Acorn pushing up Sands here with that tailwind committed. Dashes on into the Cloudburst, looking for anything he could potentially find. The Paranoia coming on through, though. Gonna be slowing things down just for a moment here. Acorn looking to potentially get this shot onto Yesby. The flash from the sky, though, gonna be coming on through. The jiggle shot, though. S-Rub, though, cleaning up on this round. Getting detained by the Thrash ult. Gonna go down to T. T now. Just too much for him to handle.
Last player standing, and he goes down just as quickly as we say that, and they'll also get the spike down, so it's a little bit of added just cementation of what that round was. But nonetheless, again, firing back the Akron Zips. I don't believe that they've had the lead outside of the pistol round in that first round and throughout this entire game, but nonetheless, firing back, going blow for blow. Now they've put the RyZ Knights in a tough spot on the eco side of things. They have a bountiful amount of items to work with here.
I said it before, I'll say it again. If you win these offensive rounds, the economy on defense is just so hard to keep up with, but you cannot count the Knights out here. Cerulean almost losing his head there through the wallbang, and he does. Ryan gonna be able to find that wallbang spray through that side of the wall. What a heads-up play there from Ryan. Committing to the spray. The A site's open, and that's gonna be the go sign for Akron.
The aggression here from Acorn as well. He wants the rotators to feel his presence. It's going to be coming around the corner is Tay. No matter of whether he can win. No, he's going to take the lower approach, actually, and that's going to put him in a spot where he's going to eventually meet A-Smith. A-Smith,
the showstopper, though,
aggressive.
Finds T. The door being opened, the overdrive committed, and A-Smith looking to go nuclear, and he does. Finding the three-piece on the round. The overdrive committed to potentially bring some life back here for the Knights, but A-Smith says no. Shuts down the overdrive and the push from the Knights.
For the first time, the Akron Zips back in control. Again, it's only a one-round difference, but they would love to keep that and keep that momentum, keep it moving down the stretch here, 9-8. First team to break into that 10-point barrier is going to have a severe advantage here, and in terms of credits as well, you take a look at that. The economy for the Zips, especially off of a flawless, it is looking fantastic for them. RyZ Knights, they're committing a lot into this round. They've got to make sure that they make it count. And it's going to be Mixie right here and now. Coming around the corner is virtually the entire RyZ Knights squad.
Wow.
Zips have to get back. Oh my goodness, what is going on the screen? So many utilities and ultimates. Not ultimates, utilities though, coming through. Tay just trying to fire shots through.
9 players here fighting for A main control. It just shows how desperately these teams want control of A main here. It's such an important part of the map. A-Smith now looking for that lurk elimination. Yesby picks a lot of place. Not going to be able to find that elimination though. A-Smith going to be backing up for the moment being, but the rest of the Zips rallied on up towards the A site. Mawson
there,
trying to deny the pressure here from the Zips. The smoke gonna have a gap in it. T sitting in the smoke here though, potentially might try to swing. The players though deciding to head towards the B side through connector. T though swinging, catching that player out of position there, and that's gonna be another one for T. Wow.
He's been absolutely dominant. Acorn finally able to put an end to his reign of terror. Last player standing, 36 HP to his name. None of these players over by the site, but they are quickly rotating through this. All of them could line up here, and now coming around the corner, run,
no.
Looking for more. 18 health left to his name and spots out both of the players. 1-2, cannot get Cerulean though, who's able to prevent a disastrous turn of events there, as we're all knotted up 9 apiece. We now enter round number 19. That would have been absolutely disastrous and demoralizing on the side of the RyZ Knights, but Cerulean again able to prevent a disastrous situation from arising there. You need him most in that situation. Now timeout being called on the side of the Zips, trying to reestablish, and coming down the stretch here, you just gotta figure out what you want to do. This could be a huge round. Both sides of the equation here kind of low on the credit side of things, not a lot to work with, but they have the proper utility to work with for this round and potentially this round alone.
I had a feeling if Acorn was able to clutch up that round, it would have been very, very hard for RyZ to make their way back into that one. They're going to find themselves on low economy. However, Cerulean able to shut him down in the last moments of that round, keeping his team alive here. 9-9 currently on Lotus. These players taking a timeout to reevaluate, to discuss what exactly they're going to be doing here, and potentially the final moments of the tournament. If the Akron Zips are able to close this one out, that'll be a 2-0, and that'll be it. However, if the RyZ Knights are able to come back from this one, win this one out, we will be seeing Haven as a third map.
A lot riding on this round here. It's going to be the shake-up round. It's going to give that advantage to whichever team will take it. Both teams in very similar spots.
Time out.
Knights especially need this round to stay in this. They're in the deeper economic pit. We talk about economy a lot, but it is very, very huge for the sway of these rounds.
Flash
Early
coming on
looks
through.
like the presence by C.
Giving a little bit of information there, the one-way smoke. As these players are working towards the C site here. YesB looking for a paranoia to shut down the Rolling Thunder push. Acorn gonna be dashing into the Cloud Burst though.
Oh.
YesB deciding to get on out of there. And I would too if I was fighting 5 players off of a Rolling Thunder.
You should run.
The lockdown committed to this round though, as Cerulean looks to swing this, trying to shut down the lockdown, and he does. The fast retake from the Knights could be it all. Ryan finding elimination as YesB trades, and that's just a gunfight on site. YesB now in the 1v1 situation.
Acorn, the last player standing here for side of the Zips. Both of them have a lot of health. And he's got the aim, he's got the brain. It's a full-out assault there. You can see it, you can hear it as well. These players know the importance of that round. They know what they have done there. They've set themselves up really, really well. Coming down the stretch, Akron have on the side of the Knights. Gonna find themselves in a very tough economy deficit here, but we've seen them time and time again. They've been able to pull through those thrifties. So don't want to count them out just yet.
If Zip's able to secure this round though, they may just run away with this game. These players now coming towards Sands once again. The C site is where Akron likes to hit, and they'll be hitting it again. Noodle finding a few bullets through the wall bang as well. The fault line coming on through. Gonna be denying the space here from Noodle as Akron takes the C site with no problem. And Firo finding that elimination through the smoke. That's gonna be the opening here for the Akron Zips. Excuse me.
The Zips are able to get that spike planted. They don't have a lot of terms of ultimates to work with here. That's perfectly fine. The RyZ Knights, though, they do have that Killjoy ultimate online. They could very well take the site just off of that alone. Completely flip the turmoil of this. Acorn with one. Could potentially get the other around the corner if YesB peeks around. Cerulean out of the equation as well off camera, so no more Killjoy ultimate. Last player standing now, YesB is on his back and his back alone. A 1v5 situation, very unmanageable. Might as well just give him the round there. Does get the ceremonious kill, but nonetheless, the round goes the way of the Akron Zips.
And an 11-9 lead here for Akron. They're 2 rounds away from closing out the grand finals, beating out the RyZ Knights, the 1 seed of the tournament.
RyZ Knights in the spot like this,
Careful.
deciding that they're going to go ahead and allocate heavy funds. It's a very interesting decision here, selling a lot on this round, because if they don't do something with this round, they could be in a match point scenario where they're on an eco. Again, we've seen them thrifty a couple of times, but you never want to put all of your chips on that thrifty.
I love the aggression angle here from Mawson, though. The updraft swing from Acorn going to be shut down. Looking for another head, finds one before getting taken out. Will it be enough for the Knights to secure the round?
A couple of kills come through from their end of things, and now it's a 2v3 situation. They have the player personnel advantage. A-Smith, though, trying to gain a little bit more mid-control. Maybe taking it towards that B point. Could be the move down the stretch here. Off screen is the Killjoy as well over by A. Just in case that is the rotation. Ryan takes point. 35 HP to his name. Potential bait here with the spike in hand as well. Swinging around the corner. Does not get the kill. YesB with one.
Got the spike.
A-Smith is able to get the exchange.
I'm not sure he knows the location of T, though.
Does he know that T is there? It's going to be absolutely huge. I think that utility gives it away.
1v2 scenario now for A-Smith. It's just going to be too much. Huge discipline from T there, not committing the Thrash ultimate to that round. The 1v2 scenario with the round, potentially the series on the line. ice cold in his decision making. T popping off here for the Knights. Akron reevaluating. They know they can still win this one. 11-10 here in the series. And this is a nail biter.
Oh, it does not get closer than this here, partner. And again, just both of these teams going back and forth. The Zips, they had a lot of momentum. Now the RyZ Knights, just as quickly as we say that, within one, and they have 4 ultimates to their name as well. Still have that Killjoy ultimate online as well. That could be absolutely huge for them as they try and lock down one of these sites. Again, the C presence is palpable here from the Zips players. Acorn, though, trying to establish for B as well. Get a little bit of mid control here, and the way that things are starting to play out. RyZ have dedicated a lot of their players towards that right side of the map as opposed to the left side where it's just that lone Killjoy. It's just Cerulean. Alarm bot goes off, gives them the information, and that rotation is going to be on and ready to go.
Cerulean with so much on the line here, having his Killjoy ultimate. If he can stay alive in this one, the Killjoy ultimate could be game-changing. And there it is, just as I'm saying it. The lockdown was committed with the Thrash coming on through now, trying to detain these players on site. Not going to be able to allow them get the space that they want, forcing them on out into the open here in Waterfall. Acorn good for 1 though on the round, but dashes into the detain! Oh! The lockdown, getting that detain here. Acorn with a little bit of a slip up there, 2v2 situation now. RyZ can defuse this bomb though. The smoke coming on through.
The last player standing, catches one through the smoke. Now it just comes down to this. It's going for the defuse, and Pros do not fake. Pros do not fake, sending the shots through. Ryan is able to connect, and the match point is online for the Akron Zips.
What a play, what a round. So much chaos ensued there as the lockdown barely catching the clip of Acorn's foot, detaining him. T gonna be able to get the elimination off of that, but however, Ryan picking up the final elimination in that round, securing the 12-10 for Akron here.
And the Knights are on an eco, half eco situation here. 2 sheriffs, a stinger. Oh, this is not what you want to be confronted with in this final round potentially here. Match point online for the Zips, and they're just gonna send it straight into B. They have no worries about this whatsoever. Putting all those smokes down, sending in all of the utility that they possibly can. The site is wide open for them to work with. No Killjoy ultimate to work with this time either.
Look at the aggression here from the Zips, though, as they find their way up in the heaven. The overdrive comes online, but is immediately shut down. And this may be the final moments of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. The A-Smith getting the elimination on the Yetsby, and it's all down to Noodle, the Akron Zips. If they can close out this elimination, they'll close out the series. And that they do.
And just like that, the Akron Zips, they take map number 2, 13-10. They are your grand finals champions for the Game Arena Valorant LAN series. And this squad, they have been through thick and thin. They have been one of the top teams of this bracket. And just like that, a full 2-0 sweep on the day from them, taking out that number 1 seed as well. What a fantastic showing from the side of the Akron Zips.
Could not agree with you more there. The Akron Zips, one of those teams we've seen time and time again in other tournaments, popping off. They're a great collegiate team. However, the Knights, being the 1 seed there, did beat them day 1. The comeback story, Akron getting a little bit of revenge here in the grand finals, closing things out for the Game Arena Valorant tournament here today. We love to see the Akron Zips and how they performed. Not 100% sure if we will be getting an interview here or not from one of their players. However, the Knights, such a great performance from them, such a close series. These players put in so much time, so many hours into the things that they do. You hate to see the looks on these players' faces here. They know they could have had it if they could just get away with a few more of those rounds here. These players are going to have to be going back to the chalkboard, reevaluating their mistakes. They're definitely going to be VOD reviewing these games today.
They have shown up in a big way throughout this tournament as well. Prior to this, they were 2-0 and absolutely dominant. They have had a lot of different opportunities that they have capitalized on, and at points during that map especially, it looked like they were going to keep themselves in it. Again, just going back to that chalkboard, trying to decide what to improve on, where you need to improve. And now we have our interviewee joining us here. And now it's Ryan from Zips. And how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm just
fantastic. Fantastic stuff. And how does it feel? I mean, you guys just ran through that entire bracket, 2-0s all the way through, 5-1 in groups. I mean,
I mean, we were feeling pretty good the whole time. I feel like everyone's playing really well. I feel like my calling was pretty clean, and everyone was just hitting their shots and felt good the whole weekend.
Yeah, could not agree with you more there. Down to the last moments there in that 1v1 scenario, the spray through the smoke. What was going through your mind there? Were you thinking he was sticking that bomb?
I was like, he's 100% going to stick this, especially after I flash, because I'm like, if he's not retapping after I flash, he's sticking it. And he's going to want to be the guy that's like ice cold in that situation. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, wants to be the one that sticks it in the 1v1 and wins. So I'm like, just spray and free and like, please kill him. So
yeah. Huge round, picking up that 12-10 round. And then you guys were just able to capitalize that off of that as well. Icebox, such a strong showing from you guys as well on Icebox. We know that's one of the maps you guys have been playing a lot here in this tournament. You guys have been absolutely going crazy on it. What are the thought process behind throwing a Reyna in that team comp, though?
Acorn's just a demon, dude. And like Reyna, if he can be at 150 HP every fight and still have like the get out of jail free like Jet, plus the flashes for any like op angle, what can be better besides Acorn?
Could not agree with you more, man. That's an actual, definitely a play that you can do on Icebox to throw Reyna into the composition. And as we saw today, Acorn going crazy here. On Lotus, though, throwing him on the Jet. What are the thoughts there when he was 3-9 in the half?
I mean, everyone has like a rough half, rough game every now and then, but he managed to step it up, and I'm proud of him. I'm happy. Like, I knew putting him on Jet, it'd be way more comfortable. And he's a gunner, so he's going to take fights, and Jet allows him to do that. The more fights, the better. So
could not agree with you more there. As well as the mental game, how were you guys mentally prepared, especially when you guys were down on Lotus there? How were you guys able to climb back into that one with the timeout? What were some of the words said between the players during those games?
I mean, at one point when we were down, like I think it was 7-3 on Lotus in the first half, I felt like FNS. I had to make one of those moments where I was like, give me 5 rounds and we'll win this game. And I literally said that, and I was like, this is gonna be a moment.
Love to hear that from the IGL. Ryan here from Akron Zips. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything else for you to say, Colorblind, go ahead and say any questions, any thoughts you had on those matches.
I mean, all I have to say is congratulations again. You guys fought through, and it was pure dominance on the side of you guys. So go celebrate, man. Congratulations. You guys are champs.
Thank you.